Hey guys, welcome to my second vlog. So this week I'm going to be talking a lot about how to find flights for cheap. I think that's the biggest part, biggest obstacle I'd say that people have when they're trying to travel, especially long distances. Traveling and flying and stuff, it's fun, but flying can oftentimes be the deciding factor on whether you're able to travel or not. And for me, finding cheap flights has really changed the way that I do look at travel and the availability um, that I have to travel. So last vlog, I just kind of explained why I am starting a vlog. Basically, a lot of people had questions about the different places that I've traveled to, a lot of the different videos that I had. So um, I think it's super fun to talk about some of those things and answer those questions and stuff. So leave a comment below if you guys have any other questions or topics you want me to talk about. Um, so along with that, hopefully you guys can hear me better this week too, because I got a new mic, and so it was kind of bad last time. So hopefully it's a little bit better this week. But okay, so some of the topics I want to talk about. Flying for cheap. I have this thing that I want to show you guys. So for one, my number one thing for flying for cheap is I guess there's a couple different strategies, all right? So one that I love though, there's an app called Hopper. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I don't know if you guys have tried it or used it or whatever, but here's how it works. So Hopper is an app. They don't have a website, I guess. I don't know why, but they don't have a website. And you plug in the cities that you want to go, and it shows you a calendar of those of the flights. So I'll show you. Hopefully you can see. So you type in these two cities. I think this is Denver to Sydney, and this is just a screenshot, and it shows you all these months, this giant calendar, and green is the cheapest, and then it goes to red, and it goes orange, yellow, whatever, and it shows you how much the ranges are for each of those dates. So it's really cool because there's a lot of other apps out there, Skyscanner, Kayak, Trivago, whatever floats your boat. But the thing that I love about um, Hopper is that you can see what the cheapest is, and then you can kind of plan your dates accordingly, because sometimes it's the day that I actually go might not matter. I'm pretty flexible, but it's the price that I'm more strict on. And if I can figure out what the cheapest one is, I can make my schedule work for it and stuff like that. Unless I'm in school, then the schedule's really hard to work around. But summers and stuff like that. Okay, so that's my first tip, is to try out Hopper and just look at it. Look at the your area and where you can get to and stuff like that. My next tip to using it, and really to all areas that you're trying to travel, is look at the big cities. Um, they always have the cheapest flights because there's more flights going into them. So I'm in Arizona. So if I'm looking for a flight, I'd go Phoenix. But the better flight would be from Los Angeles. So if you're on the West Coast, honestly, the best flight you're going to get, the cheapest flight, is probably out of Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco. You could try that out. There's, big hubs. But there are so many flights out of Los Angeles, so many international flights, that that's a good one to try out. So just as an example, when I was looking at flights to go to Thailand, okay? So I was looking up Los Angeles to Bangkok, Thailand, round trip. I found some that were $400. And you could, on the way the app works, you click those colored days that you want, and then it shows you actual tickets, and it gives you the actual price that it's in the range or whatever it is. And then you purchase it through them, and it gives you, it could be whatever, United or JetBlue or some random airlines I've never even heard of before. But yeah, really, really cool. So I would try that out, and you'll be surprised at what you can find and what areas you can fly to for really cheap. And it's weird, there's niche areas. So I found out Los Angeles to Bangkok was super cheap, but also Los Angeles to Colombia. Really, really cheap. I've seen tickets there for like, yeah, 350, $400 round trip. That's like, compared to what they normally are, that is an incredibly inexpensive ticket. And these are just tickets that are like long distance, really international. So finding big like hub cities that you can fly into internationally is like, super helpful. My wife was actually looking for one in Europe just to play around with. You know, sometimes it's fun to see what the deals are and when the deals are and stuff. Um, and we found out Los Angeles to Barcelona, Spain. Of all the countries and cities in Europe, Barcelona, Spain, I think it was like $350 round trip to Barcelona, Spain. So you have to factor in, you have to get to Los Angeles. Okay, so like I totally understand that. Um, so for us from Arizona, I mean we could drive. Like LA is not super far away, um, and that's an option from I guess wherever you are. You could always drive, or you can find a cheap ticket there. So for us, we found when we went to Thailand, we found cheap tickets um, to Thailand first, and then we bought our tickets to LA because they're a lot easier to find, um, and we could kind of wait and pounce on some tickets when the prices were right. So I would definitely check that out. Those are kind of for bigger flights, things like that. I also use Kayak. Kayak was a good one when we were trying to find flights to Asia. I like them because they give you a lot of different options. They show you like you're flexible um, on your departure date a day or two, and then arrival date a day or two. So it'll kind of give you a buffer of what the cheapest one is in that general time range. Maybe you have to leave on a Thursday, or you get back on a Sunday and not a Friday, or something like that. So that was fun, but I'd say Hopper. Hopper's really the one that I like the best. Skyscanner is a really popular one, and I've looked into it, and Skyscanner, I feel like the biggest perk to that is a lot of people like that it'll just pop up and show you like a really cheap flight. But when it could be any time, you know what I mean? At least with Hopper, I like to plan ahead so I can see, oh dang, this month, these 2 months of the year, like tickets are really, really cheap here. You know what I mean? Like if you go to Bangkok, Thailand, different time of year, it could be $1,300 to get a ticket, or $1,100 each way. But figure out when is a good time, when works for you. $400 ticket. So definitely check out those options. Um, there's a couple other things that I've kind of learned along the way, but I'd say that was the main one. Downloading Hopper was probably like the coolest thing that I did when I started traveling, and it really like opened up my mind to traveling internationally, because around the states that's kind of a whole nother ball game, and we could go into that maybe in a different vlog, but I mean the same principles still kind of apply. Bigger cities um, and specific days and stuff. But anyways, I think that's all I have. But yeah, definitely leave some comments if you guys have any other questions. Yeah, I had Hopper I was gonna show you guys, and then oh yeah, so I was gonna tell you, um, so people were asking about it. I brought it up in one of my giveaways. Too, it was